Hello friends, my name is Ashwarya and you're welcome back to the LinkedIn video part 2. I hope that you enjoyed the LinkedIn 1 series and you have already started making more connections and you added more groups to your profile so that you can send messages. Now it's time to go to LinkedIn Recruiter. The more expensive product of LinkedIn to get is a LinkedIn Recruiter. Once you have the basic LinkedIn and you already have a LinkedIn Recruiter license, click on the top right side of LinkedIn here to go to LinkedIn Recruiter and sign up for your LinkedIn Recruiter account. And you're into the LinkedIn Recruiter account now. This looks and feels a little bit different than the regular LinkedIn. If you go back to the regular LinkedIn, this is more of like Facebook where it has feeds and all that information. While LinkedIn Recruiter is pure business. It's all about what current projects you work on the right side. What are the searches you did, what jobs you posted, and all that information. Even in the top menu, it looks like a little different, but do not get intimidated by the change. It is very simple. Let's say you are new to the LinkedIn Recruiter and you just logged into the LinkedIn Recruiter account. The first step for you to do when you're working on a job position is to create a project. So let's go to the projects and click on Create New Project. This yellow button, the yellow background, will create a project. Name the project any way you want. I prefer that we use the project name based on the client name and the requirement name. Now assuming that the client we have is Goldman Sachs and the requirement is full stack developer. I will just do this, and even if you want to make it a little bit more personal, you can add your name initials. First name, first initial and the last name initial into the project name somewhere so that you know that this particular project you have created and not any of your team members. You can add a description of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs position, full stack position from the hiring manager, job. If you had created, you will also have access to LinkedIn jobs. You can link the jobs here so that it gets linked to that job posting, and if anybody applies to that job, you will be able to see that here. And if you're in your company and if you have more than one LinkedIn Recruiter accounts, you can share this information with other recruiters who have access to the LinkedIn Recruiter license. We are ready to create our first project now. Here we click on Create Project. This project has been created now. What do we do next? The next thing is that we want to find the people who can work at Goldman Sachs in New York City and are full stack developers. I will start the search with my full stack, our full stack as one word and see what do we get. You can see that with this you will get all the people who are full stack developers nationwide. We have a huge number here of 8,78,000 people. The first step for us is to filter by location because my client is in the New York City. And I will select New York City metropolitan area because New York City is surrounded by New Jersey, Connecticut and other small states. Now we are narrowed down to 29,000 people, which is still a huge number. So how do we narrow down to the people we exactly want? The other way we can do this is that you know which companies you want this person coming from. You can select the companies there. There is also JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America and similar other companies. Now I'm down to 1500 people, which is still a lot of people. Another way, instead of giving the company names, we can get rid of the company names and we can just filter by the industry. Let's do a quick filter by industry and saying that you want people coming from the financial industry, only financial services. We still have a pretty big number of 1,855 people. What we can do now is that we want to find out people with a certain number of experiences. So we'll click on the years of experience and we will say we want people anywhere from 5 years to 15 years of experience. Now let's see how many people do we get from this range, because this position is a mid-level position and it's not very senior. We still have a pretty big number of 1855 people. What we can do now is that we want to find out people with a certain number of experiences. So we'll click on the years of experience and we'll say we want people anywhere from 5 years to 15 years of experience. Let's see how many people we get here from this range. This position is a mid-level and it's not very senior. We just selected from 5 to 15 years. Even now we still have 1058 people. Once again, let's reduce these years of experience to 5 years to 10 years, and you just have to slide this number to 10. And now we should see a little smaller number, which is around 683 people. Alright, what do we do next? The next step is that you want to review these profiles and copy these profiles to the clipboard. The clipboard is right here on the top. Here, this person is a student at this university, Cameron University. So, we want to skip that person. This person probably had a different experience and now is back to school. Thus, this person may not be a good candidate for me. Now, this software engineer in Brooklyn, full stack engineer, a software engineer at JP Morgan Chase, looks fantastic. I'll quickly click on these 3 dots and click on Add to Clipboard. This way, I will keep adding all the suitable candidates to the clipboard. The clipboard has a capacity of storing 50 profiles. Once you reach 50, the clipboard will not allow you to add any more people to it. So, you have to keep an eye on the clipboard that how many profiles are there. The reason we do this to add these people to the clipboard is that we want to send an email to all of these people after we shortlist them. Let's add a few more people here and continue adding full stack Java developer and add to clipboard. Person working at Barclays could be a good candidate. This person is looking only for C to C, that means that person is an H1 candidate and we want to skip this person because the position we have is a full-time position. Let's go and add a few more. This person looks like a Python with some knowledge of full stack, so we'll skip that person as well. This is how you glance it very quickly and start adding people to clipboard. Once this page is over, you click on the next and you go to the next page and select as many as you want from this particular list from 683 people, which is still a large number of lists. But if you want to focus on a short number of lists, you can actually focus on 67 people only. These are the people who might be open to new opportunities, which means they are more probable to respond to you. All these numbers are done by LinkedIn and they're pretty good at it. Finally, we have 11 people on the clipboard. What we'll do next is we want to send an email to these 11 people. So, instead of creating individual emails, now we will go and create an email template. Let's click on these 3 dots again on the first person. Click on Send Email and let's write a quick message. Full stack, full-time position in New York City. Dear Rihanna, we are recruiting for a full stack developer for a very prestigious financial company in downtown New York City. I see that you have very good experience in this area. If you are interested in learning about this position, please call me at or email me your resume at. My signature is already there as a part of my LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn Recruiter and I don't want to send this email yet. What I first want to do is save this email as a template so that the next time I do not have to type all of this information again. Obviously, you can just do a simple copy paste. But what if, like, you're copy pasting other things during the work you're doing? So let's click on this search for a template here and click on save as template. Again, I will use the same name to save this full stack full time, and if I want to share this template with any of my team members, I will click on this, otherwise I will uncheck this. Let's leave this clicked for now and click on save. Remember, I have not sent this in mail yet. If I change any text here, I can go and click on save as template, and either I can save this as a new template or also overwrite current template. Here in this case, I want to overwrite the current template so that I don't have to write the name. So now I will close the screen and it will tell me that I want to discard this message. Feel free to say yes, discard, because now I want to send a message to all these 11 people in one shot. I have selected all these 11 people and then I click on this. Click on this send message. And I select that template and I can send all the messages together. That's the best way of sending messages. But you can feel free to send a message after reviewing the resume as well. Now, if you review this resume and you think that this is the person you are interested in, you can click on Send in Mail. Select the template and select Goldman Sachs template that you have just created, and you will get all that information and you can click on Send button here. I am not sending this in mail in this case because I am not recruiting for this particular position. You have an opportunity to review the resume before you send out an in-mail. Since you have understood this, you can select the second candidate and you continue reviewing the resume because you do not want to waste your in-mail credits that you have. That's the reason you want to search this, review this candidate. If this person has recently, in the last few months, changed the job, the probability of this person considering a new job is really low. So in that case, I would not send it. In this case, it looks like the person has changed just 2 jobs and this person has stayed 6 months and 2 months. This person maybe has 2 or 3 years of experience and I do not want to waste my in-mail on this person. Go to the next person and this is how I will select who I want to send my in-mail to. This is the way to use your in-mail efficiently. Let's say I want to send this person that in-mail. Click on this, select Goldman Sachs template. You don't have to type anything and click on the send button. That's how you can best use your in-mails and send it to the most right, appropriate people. Now the question is that you could have done this by sending an email from a search also. Why did we not do that? I want to add all these people to my project. So I select the project and now all these people are saved in this project. I can remove all these people from the project so that I can go back to my search and add more people to the same clipboard if I have added more than 50 people. Let's try and see how that works out. I am back to my search now. This way I was able to come back to my search. Let's say I'm still on my clipboard. I'm still trying to go back to my search result. Okay, so I'm back to my search result by clicking the back button several times. Alright, now here we are. We can see all previously saved searches and you can also see that I was searching for different jobs. I can go here, I can click on my history of searches and see all the history of my searches. This is saved to the project. I am just saving this person for the project. Now, when I do this, it is saving my search also into the project. Now I get this icon that Save Search. Until I save one person to the project, it's not going to show you this icon. So now you can save the search and obviously I'm going to name the same Goldman Sachs Full Stack FTE as my search name. This alert is very important. If you have this on and if any future candidates fitting to your search criteria shows up, you will get an email on a daily basis or based on your settings, whatever you have set up. With this, I can always go back to my search. If let's say you come back tomorrow, you are in a different project, you have created another project and you want to come back to this project, what you were working on. You can come here, you can see all the 12 people we had in the pipeline. The project details are here and all that information you were looking for. Okay, let's say we want to save the search and we have set up the agent also. If you want to rename this project to something else because I had been doing FTE, I can do that and now I can click on search results and I should get exactly 683 people I was getting before because I am using exactly the same search. Now let's add another skill here, saying that I want to have people with AngularJS experience only. Now, we are reduced to 238 people only and you can come back here and you can save this search. Revise the search and you will be able to save the same all the previous parameters along with the new parameters. Hopefully this gave you a good idea of how to use LinkedIn Recruiter, of how to create a project, how to create basic filters, how to manage your clipboard, how to create InMail template, how to send in an InMail, save the search along with the agent options. That's about it for the LinkedIn Recruiter of Part 2 LinkedIn. I hope you enjoyed it and just stay tuned for the LinkedIn 3, Advanced LinkedIn Recruiter. And if you want to go back and view your first LinkedIn video, feel free to do that because watching these videos multiple times is going to make you an expert. Thank you very much and have the best day.